Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Fun in the Locker Room. September 30th, 2023. If you're listening to this in the morning, buenos dias. If not, good afternoon, good night, whatever time you're watching this at. We're happy that you're here. Fun in the Locker Room, Liam Hallway, Sean Rankel, Truett Carstetter, as always. We used to be the best show east of the Mississippi. Now we're just the best show east and west of the Mississippi. So, best show in America. We'll just start calling ourselves that. But we have a lot to talk about. I think this past week was maybe one of the best weeks in sports this year of 2023. We had phenomenal week. I believe it was week three, four, three. Somebody help me out. Three. In the NFL. We might get into the Dame trade to the Bucks, which that kind of broke the NBA. We're a few days before media day, so that's just going to be a great thing to talk about. We'll see if we have time for that. College football has been great as always, but we really got to talk about week three of the NFL. A lot of great games. The Broncos lost by 50. Seahawks won, so it's a good week for me. But we're going to try and keep ourselves, a little disciplined here. We're going to do rapid fire, 2 minutes per games for the first couple games. Then once we get into the shitters, we'll go down to a minute and a half. But Rank's going to be on timer duty. And we're just going to go around 2 minutes per game, give all our takes, hot takes, debates, whatever. Before we get into it, don't forget the YouTube, which you're probably on watching this, so you already know where to go. Subscribe, post notifications, all that good stuff. Twitter, same name, Fun in the Locker Room. These two goofballs run it, so you'll get some great content from them. Without further ado, let's get into it. Rapid fire, Rank, start the timer, get us set off. Let's start with the Giants 49ers. What do we got?
Terrible game. Actually, not terrible game. I'm going to be honest. They fought harder than I expected to. The game was close down to the third quarter. They put up a fight. Brock Purdy did not look good in the first half. He proved in the second half, but I'm impressed. The Giants, without their starting left tackle, without their starting running back, held their own against the 49ers, and that is a successful game for me.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It's going to be tough for the Giants to really compete this year, in my opinion. They've shown that they can't hang with the big dogs.
We can't hang with the big dogs, but we're like the second right below the big dogs.
Rank, I'm shocked you used the word impressed when talking about them. I'm really shocked that word left your mouth. I think that Daniel Jones meme where he looks scared shitless of the 49ers defense, I think that really summed up this game. And I think we have to ask the question. You say that you're a tier below the big dogs, but I think the question is, can that offense ever get you to be with the big dogs? Can you hang with the big dogs? I think that offense is really what's holding us back.
If we can get a number one wide receiver, I'm more confident. Like, the defense played well.
Forget the wide receivers, Rank. You guys had 29 yards rushing.
Because Saquon's hurt.
You had 11 rushing attempts.
Your best offensive player.
That's fair. But it's like we've said on the show before. You got 17 games. You can't just say, "Oh, Saquon's hurt." You got to find solutions. You got to persevere and find a way to push through and pull an audible.
You might be playing Monday night, so.
I just want to thank you guys for both picking the Giants to cover. That was such an easy win for me, and it's good to be undefeated.
Yeah, okay. I'm not going to address that. As Rank said, Seahawks Giants Monday night. It's going to be a test. I mean, hey, you're going to be going up against a pretty shitty defense, so there's going to be no excuse there, Rank. If you guys put up a 10-point bomb, then we got some real conversations we have to have. That's not the 49ers defense you're going to be playing on Monday.
I agree. It's the Giants season's on the line come Monday night.
Wow. Okay. Anything about the Niners?
Saints Packers.
Yeah, this was absolute collapse by the Saints. I mean, it was no help that we had, once again, 0 run game. I don't understand how Taysom Hill's only touching the ball 6 times a game. It doesn't make any sense. But Derek Carr got hurt, and that was a huge momentum shift. I'll give credit where credit's due. Jordan Love, amazing fourth quarter. But this was really on the coaching. We couldn't get the run game to get going to save our lives. We couldn't, capitalize, get a first down when we needed to. And Dennis Allen, once again, we're up 2 scores with 6 minutes left, and he's calling for 15-yard like post routes. I don't understand what's going on. Run the ball, eat some clock, give it to Taysom Hill, do something. This was really frustrating to watch. But I think when Alvin Kamara comes back and we get a run game, Saints are going to be in a great position to do some damage.
I was just about to ask you how excited you are for Kamara to come back. That
Dude,
Instagram post must have really warmed your heart.
yeah, we play the Bucks, and I think it's going to be an absolute beatdown. Shout out to Mike Evans. You're going to need all the help you can get, buddy, because Marshawn Lattimore's going to lock your silly ass down.
I'm really happy you've changed your tune and you now like give Taysom Hill his credit he deserves because he needs to touch the ball more in that offense. Like their offense has not looked good to start the season. The Saints have, I think they've been held under 20 points for almost every game so far. It's something low. It's not that great. And their defense definitely floundered to the Packers in the second half. But the Packers side of the ball, we'll talk about the Packers Lion game later on, but back-to-back weeks that the Packers get down big in the first half, and week 3 they were able to find their way back into it, but not this week.
18 points in the fourth quarter is pretty impressive, and I think it's got to be refreshing for Packers fans that Jordan Love is a real dual threat, with the running game, because you haven't had that for the last 15 years with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
One more thing on the Saints, though, I do want to say my pick for Chris Olave, Offensive Player of the Year, I think is aging pretty well. I will say
Best receiver out of that draft, no question.
Who else was in the draft?
Garrett Wilson.
Yep.
That's your talk. Okay. Dolphins Broncos 70 points. Mike McDaniels held them off from getting 72. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I think are the Finns the AFC favorite right now? I think no question in my mind. Gotta be. Yeah.
Let's get into the Liam. I know you got more to say about the Broncos. Come on, let's hear it.
They're just. I mean, Sean Payton said last year that he doesn't know if Tua's going to be playing in this league anymore, and oh my God, did that come back to bite him in the ass? What an absolute implosion! You guys have seen that Chris Paul meme of him hitting a huge three to cut the lead to 42 when they ran that kickback to cut the lead to like 43 or something. Oh my God. No, it was great to see the Broncos implode. Their defense, they looked terrible. First time I believe a team has given up 350 yards on the ground and in the air in NFL history. So, I mean, what better team to go against than the Broncos? Maybe I would have liked to see it against the Vikings, but it's good enough against the Broncos.
I know this Dolphins team is elite offensively, but like this has to say something about the Broncos defense. Like, were they ever just a coach away? You can not blame Russ if you want, but there is much more than coaching going on here.
I don't understand it. Like they have talented guys. Patrick Surtain, everybody in the league has been talking about like the past whole week about how he's the best cornerback in the league. He got absolutely torched this week. So I don't know where the Broncos go from here. This is, I hate to say rock bottom, but I don't see how it can get much worse than this.
Also, side note, I don't know how people were like saying, wow, like Mike McDaniel, like a lot of respect for not, breaking the record. You were already 50 bombing them. Like, you're already disrespecting the fuck out of them. You might as well just get the record. At that point, you could say, yeah, we 50 bombed you guys so we could get the record. Now you're just doing it to be dicks.
If I was him, I would have went for the touchdown. I would screw the field goal. I'm going for more points. Drop 77 on their ass.
I think he's my current favorite head coach in the NFL. His press conference interviews, his entire sideline antics, he's just the best. Nobody like him.
He really is.
Quick question before we move on to the next game. Dolphins, do they have the best wide receiver duo and running back duo in the league?
Jalen Waddle didn't even play. They won this game without Waddle healthy.
Yeah, which is crazy. And Jalen Ramsey didn't play either. Insane.
But those running backs, though, Mostert and Akane, I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah,
they have the fastest weapons in the league. I'm not sure if they have the best weapons in the league.
Yeah, so Mike McDaniels really came out and said he's going to focus on speed. Speed is what's going to win him games. And that offense, oh my God, some of the plays they ran at the goal line where they're running like fake handoff flip passes to Mostert. It's like, how do you stop that? Unbelievable.
Everybody on that team is just so fast. It's going to be hard to stop.
I heard somebody compare it to like basketball nowadays with like the positionless games, and that's kind of what the Dolphins are doing for football this year.
Yeah.
Imagine if they had like 5 Deebo Samuels too. Like that's kind of what they're doing. Just fast guys that can play any position.
Mm-hmm. Chargers Vikings.
Yeah, let's talk about this one. So the Vikings were handed the game on a silver platter. The idiot Staley, the head coach, he needs to be gone, by the way, for the Chargers. I don't know what he's still doing with the job in the NFL, but he decided to run the ball on their own 35, up 4, with like 3 minutes left. Just, saying the Vikings here had the win. We don't want it. And what did the Vikings do? They still couldn't get it done. I think that the Vikings are a bottom 4 team in the NFL, down with the Titans, down with the Cardinals. I think they are terrible, and they can't win a game to save their lives. It makes me so happy to see this. Shout out to the Chargers, though, who are mid as shit. They're not sniffing the playoffs this year.
Brandon Staley had to be gone. The fact that
Yeah.
it's the playoff game last year, blowing that lead, and then this, like, he should have been gone a long time ago. They can't figure out in LA. They need a proven head coach to come in there and do something. I'm not sure who it is, but please, God, get rid of Brandon Staley.
Rank, I want to go back to what we were talking about a while ago, a few weeks ago, about consistent product for the Vikings. Like, I'm looking at these stats. These are just empty stats. 367 yards and 3 touchdowns, 150 yards for your best wide receiver, almost 100 yards for Madison. You look at that face value, that looks like a good offensive performance. You think they had to have won this game. No. Yeah, and you can blame the defense and everything, but also when you're in the fourth quarter and the Vikings scored with 11 minutes left in the game and then didn't score for the rest of the game, you got to say, are they clutch? Can they be consistent? And when we were talking about that last time, that was a primetime game. This was a goddamn just Sunday day game. Like, this is where Kirk Cousins should be thriving. This is bad. I cannot wait for Justin Jefferson to get traded off this team. And this is scary. This might be, I know we're only week 4, but this is panic. This is ring the alarm time.
I hate the Kirk Cousins hate train because he is so good and he's doing everything he can for this team. And I can't wait till he gets traded to the Jets this season and they wins the Jets Super Bowl because that's how good Kirk Cousins is.
Hey, I'd be down for that.
4-0-3 teams. The Bears, the Panthers, the Broncos, and the Vikings. Man,
They all
I'm
play each
happy.
other this week.
I'm
they do.
happy. Yeah. I can't wait to see the I thought the Vikings play the Bucks. Oh wait, they do. Oh.
Yeah, so I've been seeing
They play
online you can do
Panthers,
the winless parlay. And I think if I had to do the winless parlay, again, we don't endorse gambling, but if you want to do it, I would choose Vikings, Broncos. I can't believe I'm choosing the Broncos. They just lost by 50, but those are the 2 I would take to parlay.
You got it.
I as a betting man, one of those games will end in a tie. Book it.
All right, Texans Jags. I want to start with Liam. You're really high in all your predictions, but you came into this season telling us the Jaguars offense, the number 1 offense in the AFC, and God, they looked awful. Trevor Lawrence does not look great, and this is just terrible.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence has looked terrible, I'll admit. I don't know what's going on with the offense. Calvin Ridley needs to get the ball more. ETN's been playing pretty well, but I don't know. I'll tell you where this game flipped, though. Special teams. The Texans muffed a punt and returned it for a touchdown. How do you let that happen? As soon as that happened, the game was over. That's what it comes down to. Shout out to the Texans, though. They've looked really good. I like CJ Stroud a lot. This team's gonna get some gritty wins.
Are you guys familiar with this Dell guy? I've never heard of Tank Dell.
Oh yeah,
Tank Dell.
Tank Dell and Nico Collins. They're gonna be the next 1-2.
He's about to win me
There
a
you go.
fantasy league this week. Tank Dell.
Wow. Okay, so yes or no, in the next 5 years, Texans could be a contending team. Not contending,
Absolutely.
playoff contending team.
Definitely. I
Absolutely.
think in their AFC South, they could definitely be up there if the Jags start performing. The Colts have looked really good. We'll get into that, but I think the AFC South is going to make a little bit of a comeback.
CJ Stroud has looked like the best quarterback in this draft so far because Anthony Richardson can't stay on the field, and CJ Stroud's pure passing ability. I don't know why the Panthers took Bryce Young. CJ Stroud's blown that out of the water right now.
Facts.
For the Jaguar side of things, are we hitting the panic button? Like, you just lost to a team that people didn't think were going to get more than like 4 wins.
I wouldn't say yet, but the offense needs to be better. They have way too many weapons to be this bad.
That division is not great, and I trust the Jaguars. They are on paper the best team in that division by far, and I trust them to be able to turn it around at some point. But this is not the same Jaguars team as last year.
It shouldn't be a hard division to win. I don't really understand what's going on here.
No, I still think they win it, but they got.
Are we putting any blame on Trevor Lawrence?
Yes, he's looked terrible. He has looked terrible.
He's supposed to be a top 10 quarterback in the league, and he's not looked like that.
And this is the best weapons he's had around him too.
It's definitely disappointing. What are we doing
Colts,
for time,
Ravens.
Rick?
Colts,
Perfect.
Ravens. Let's see it, Liam.
Yeah, this, I said at the beginning of the year that this was the best weapons Lamar's had. OBJ gets hurt. Zay Flowers, he's been good. Both his running backs get hurt. They're shipping out Kenyon Drake, Nelson Aguilar out there. What is going on? I haven't seen a worse, weapons around a guy in a very long time. Isaiah Likely dropping passes that literally hit him in the numbers. And Lamar played a great game through all of that. Rushed for 2 touchdowns, 100 yards, did his thing passing wise. Again, couple runs where he'd run 15, 20 yards and get called back on holding. I don't know what's going on. Refs sold this game. Clear pass interference in overtime. Didn't call it. Sets the Colts up for a game-winning field goal. But I will give credit where credit's due. Shout out to Gay. Big Gay had a big game for the Colts. Great kicking performance. But man, it's like I don't understand why the Ravens re-signed him if they're gonna ship out Kenyon Drake and Nelson Aguilar to be in that offense.
They
It
got
doesn't make
hurt.
any sense.
They brought in weapons and they got hurt. You can't blame the Ravens for that. And I don't understand why Lamar gets all these excuses for bad play around him. Meanwhile, no other quarterback in the league you do that to, Liam.
Because Lamar wins. Lamar has taken his team to the playoffs every year. I don't want to
He
hear
won one
about
playoff
Daniel
game.
Jones. I don't want to hear about Daniel
Same playoff
Jones.
wins as Daniel Jones. Same number.
Getting to the playoffs every year and it's very different. The Chargers made the playoffs last year and had the biggest collapse we've ever seen. So all I'm saying
right
is
now,
if you had Lamar and you switched him with Joe Burrow wouldn't be in this league anymore. Lamar would have 3 championships.
I don't agree with that. The Bengals offensive line has to be the worst offensive line in football. Joe Burrow is running for his life the entire time.
If it is the worst, the Ravens the second worst for sure. It's not. They both have pretty bad O-lines.
The Bengals is the worst by far.
All I'm saying is you switch Lamar, you switch him with Dak on the Cowboys, they're going for a 3-peat this year. It's unbelievable. Give the guy some weapons.
When Lamar has 300 of your 364 yards, that's definitely you got to you don't see players do that too often.
What else can he do? What else can he do? It's so frustrating. And they're holding too. He gets a big run, it's a hold. It's so frustrating.
Okay, let's talk about something positive. I guess the
Colts. Melvin Gordon's their lead back now. Melvin Gordon. What's going on? Go get Jonathan Taylor.
Been good in years.
Go get Jonathan Taylor. Do something. Help the man.
Ooh, that'd be a good trade. Speaking of Jonathan Taylor, is this team with the Colts doing just fine without him? Gardner Minshew and Zach Moss are 2 names I didn't think we were going to be saying when we were talking about the Colts weeks ago.
I don't really know what to make of this Colts team, but Zach Moss has been balling. And their kicker's been huge. Shout out Gay.
Could they? We were just talking about the AFC South. Could this be the team to win the division?
Definitely. If Anthony Richardson comes back healthy this week, he's definitely gonna put a lot of pressure on them. So I think
say this, yeah. Gritty ass defense.
Do you bench
Gritty ass defense.
Absolutely, yeah. You're benching Minshew this week.
Yeah, that's fair.
I love their defense. I think the Colts very underrated. DeForest Buckner's been a beast up front.
Yeah, Darius Leonard's been a good piece. Buckner was a huge piece in all those NFC Championship games for the Niners.
Yeah,
good veteran leadership there too.
Seahawks Panthers. Trude, I'll give you the floor for this one.
Yeah, this was I got to catch this entire game, and it was a slugfest, and it was definitely back and forth offensively. There was very little defense being played here, as you can see from the stats. Geno Smith just did a phenomenal job again. 1 pick, but other than that, very efficient. But I'd like to, give the flowers to Mr. Kenneth Walker III himself. I was extremely high on him last year when he broke out. Very high on him this year. I think that him, and I don't know if you guys saw that play with Zach Charbonnet, the little elbow he gave to the guy in the goal line. I mean, this could be a good running back duo. We haven't seen much of him. It's just kind of been Kenny Walker, but let's focus on Kenny Walker. He is just a phenomenal running back. Just a great mix of speed and shiftiness. He doesn't really have the strength that a lot of Seahawks runners in the past have had, But honestly, with the improved O-line, I think that's totally fine. You got receivers. DK Metcalf finally showed up and had a good game. Tyler Lockett continues to play well. This offense is just chugging along. And like it's been with the Lions, like it was with the Panthers, the Seahawks might just have to win shootouts. Like that might just be how it is. Like we're not really relying on our defense anymore. Sure, like there's some good pieces. I think Tariq Woolen was out. You know, the D Roy runner up last year. Witherspoon's still there. Bobby Wagner is definitely a couple steps. You know, you don't see Bobby Wagner miss a lot of tackles, but he's been missing some tackles. So it looks like we're just gonna have to depend on the offense, special teams. Don't have much to say about the Panthers, and except Adam Thielen, vintage Adam Thielen game was kind of cool to see. But Andy Dalton threw 58 times. Don't do that if you're trying to win a game.
Andy Dalton, come on, 361 yards, 2 touchdowns. Got to give him a little.
You got to give Andy Dalton some credit for stepping in there. Especially, you know, I can't believe that Seattle only held them to 44 yards rushing. That's pretty insane.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're giving up 27 points to the Panthers, led by Andy Dalton, you're right, Truett. The defense is a little bit of concern right now.
It's a very young unit, and it's going to be shootouts this year. And honestly, I'm totally okay with that with this offense. I have full faith in Geno and them guys to get it done. The play calling has also been phenomenal, and we've never had good offensive play calling, as you guys have seen in certain high intensity games. But like I was looking at some analysis on some of the play calls, like it's very creative in terms of movement and the routes and you know, having, you know, various levels of reads. Like they're very creative, and I think it really helps Geno, you know, fill in his offense.
Yeah, that one play where they had Lockett on the bubble screen, tight end running a post, and DK, that was insane. With Charbonnet running the fake handoff, oh, it was just beautiful football.
Yeah, it looked like they were running 3 different plays, like 3 different times during that play. It was they're doing a good job, and I think Pete's got something going on here.
Cowboys Cardinals. The Cardinals huge upset win. Everybody's talking about how bad the Giants looked last week against the Cardinals, and now the Cowboys come in and get their ass kicked, and that's exactly what should happen. The Cardinals have fought hard, and the Cowboys overrated, as True likes to say, the Cowgirls. Yeah,
you guys absolutely slandered me when I said the Cards would beat the Niners. Well, they might have just beaten one of the top teams in the NFC. Dak is terrible. I don't want to hear anything about him ever again. He is a terrible quarterback. Can't get it done. But I don't know. I didn't think, you know, Rank, you like to slander Trevon Diggs. He was a big loss for the Cowboys defense because they looked terrible.
Yeah, I think we do have to say Diggs is a big loss. Like, good or not, he's still an important part of that defense. Gilmore will still do a really good job on the number 1 guy, but it's not going to be the same as having the 2 of them. I'm not even going to try and defend Dak. I know I always try and do that on the show. I'm just going to
terrible.
I'm just gonna sit here in my bathwater. But Tony Pollard, maybe I was trying to say sit in the bed I made, sleep in the bed I made, whatever.
Slept in the bed you made, yep.
Same thing as bathwater. I made the bath. Now I'm in it. Tony Pollard, shout out Tony Pollard. Shout out James Conner. Maybe he's not playing meaningless football like I said last week.
Joshua
Dobbs.
Shout out to
Dobbs, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Josh Dobbs.
Get the man a jersey. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Get him his jersey in the shot, for fuck's sake.
I'm telling you, they're trying to tank for Caleb Williams. Well, Dobbs doesn't want to. Cardinals team is playing people tough.
They're fighting hard.
Is he supposed to come back this week? I mean, this year? Is he supposed to come back?
Yeah, some point this season. Probably past the midway point.
What do you think the team is going to look like when Murray comes back? Like, what do you think the record could be?
3-6, 3-7, something like that. I think they'll get some tough wins.
Yeah, I think you know, they played the Niners this weekend. You know, let's not just write off the Cardinals just yet.
I'll be a big Cardinals fan if they win.
I think you're getting a little too cocky, Liam. I think you're getting a little too cocky. Too many picks were right for you, and now you're really excited.
You know,
Liam,
if they beat the Cardinals, I will also read a script. You can give me something to read as well.
Okay, yeah. If the Cardinals beat the Niners, you guys are reading the script. Deal.
If anyone's curious, Liam has some scripts prepared for us. It's basically just saying that it's declaring his football knowledge is pretty up there.
All I'm gonna say is people lie, numbers don't. 5-0.
Rams Bengals. Somehow Joe Burrow playing this game He's does not look 100%. I don't know why he's playing. Like, please take a week off, dude, and like get 100% because the Bengals offense does not look good when he's not healthy.
I'm fully on the Bengals hate train. Fully on it.
You
I
just hate
think
the teams I like.
I just don't know. I think they're very overrated. Joey Burrow has not been able to get it done this season, and Evan McPherson dropped 18 fantasy points to ruin my week last time, and it really made me angry. But shout out to him, he had a great game. Only reason they were in this game was because of special teams. So at least they're doing something right.
This
Jamar
was just a
Chase had a nice bounce
weird
back game
game to
tonight.
watch.
Huh?
Weird game to watch. I didn't like it. Weird stuff. I don't really want to talk about it too much. This was just gross football to watch.
It was a terrible Monday night game, and
Yeah.
we're going to talk about another Monday night game that was not very pleasing to watch either.
How badly do you think the Rams need Cooper Kupp to come back?
Dude, I think he's going to be a monster in their offense when he gets back, and he should be back week 5. So
Also, Cam Akers just got traded, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Cam Akers, the Vikings.
Consequently, they had no rushing game, like at all. This game.
They just
Yeah.
decided not to run it for some reason. Tyron Williams got 10 rushing attempts. He needs to get the ball more. He's played really well when he's got the ball.
That
They
was
only
kinda a
had-
scratching trade.
weird. They only had 46 offensive snaps compared to 70 something. That's just bad coaching, McVay. Come on, buddy.
I
You
do
gotta
have
figure
to.
something out there.
I don't know which one of you two was shitting on Joe Mixon, but now ever since you have, I've been pretty critical. And this game, I was putting him under the lens, and I'm a bit skeptical now as well.
Out of curiosity,
3.4 yards per carry. Ew.
one quick thing. Out of curiosity, when does Sean McVay's coaching seat start getting hot? They have now officially the worst record since the Super Bowl. They have won like 6 games since the Super Bowl. They've been absolutely terrible for now. Almost, if they continue like this the rest of the season, does Sean McVay no longer look like the offensive genius and is now being called for his head? I know they went all in to get the Super Bowl, but at one point does this backfire?
I always thought Sean McVay is a really creative guy, really good guy. I don't know.
This one could have. I mean, that's an interesting point because I really think the Rams were, they could have won this game pretty easily. I don't think the Bengals put up a winning performance at all, but the Rams just didn't look good either. You make a really interesting point. I think Cooper Kupp's really going to help them, though.
Let's briefly talk about Bengals receivers. T. Higgins, you okay, man? You all right? Guy dropped
Where'd
like
he go?
6 balls.
Yeah, he's not look good.
Also, who's putting up more meaningless stats, Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson?
Gotta be Jettas, your boy, because they don't win a damn thing.
The Bengals aren't winning much either, but
Thursday Night Football this week since Liam's all excited about it. Lions Packers.
Yeah,
Liam improved
I
to
mean,
5-0
come
on
on.
Thursday Night Football picks.
When I saw Rankle type in our chat, he said Packers minus or +2. Oh my God, easy pickings. True picked up on it right away, but man, you knew the Lions were going to cover this game. You saw what the Lions did in Lambeau last season at the end of the season. You saw what they did. You saw Amon Ra at the end of the game too. Guy give him the finger. I love it, dude. This Lions team is so gritty. You can't tell me that you don't want to root for this Lions team. You can't tell me that. They're awesome. So much fun to watch.
this was a classic Vegas trap. Classic Vegas trap. Everyone's hot on Jordan Love. Nobody is gonna ever think of the Lions as being a good team. They're the Lions. But oh my God, 27-3 at half is just unique. And shout out to this Lions defense. 20 points to a hot team. Picked off Jordan Love twice. And if I didn't have Jahmyr Gibbs on my fantasy team, I would be all over this David Montgomery hype. Unfortunately, I just can't. The memes have been ridiculous. Like, why did you even draft Jahmyr Gibbs at this point? I don't really get it. I'm with all those memes out there. But shout out Lions. Like, this is your division. This is a fuck you type of win. Aaron Rodgers is gone. This is our division.
Thank you. Somebody needed to say it, and I didn't want to say it again. this Lions team, they're gonna make some noise in the playoffs rank. They're better than the Vikings. We don't even need to talk about the Bears, and Packers just aren't there yet. It's their division now. Dan Campbell's the man. Motor City is back.
They started off well.
27 yards rushing for the Packers is pathetic. Aaron Jones had a dud.
Yeah. You want to
And
give it to me
guess
now,
who-
Truett?
What'd you
You
say?
want
You want to trade me Aaron Jones now?
You want to know who the Lions play next? Panthers then Buccaneers. They're gonna be 5-1. Oh,
Could be.
beautiful.
Eating up on the
beautiful
easy part of
lead.
their schedule. Let's see what they do when they get play hard teams.
All that
Beautiful
being
lead.
said, Jordan Love, it's okay, man. It's all right. Don't freak out.
No,
It's just a game.
This
He's
isn't
looking like Brett
concerning.
Favre, though.
Hey, who would have thought that the Packers would still have, a 2-game cushion in that division? Not me. I knew the Vikings were going to be frauds, but I didn't know they were going to be this bad. And once they get beaten by the Bucks or the Panthers this Sunday, realization's going to hit in for everybody. We'll all be talking about them next week.
God.
Rapid fire through some of these bad games. Let's go. Titans Browns. Derrick Henry, why is he not touching the ball enough? 2 points for fantasy, ridiculous.
Ugh.
He's going to be traded at some point this season. No way he sticks around there. No way.
What is like if Derrick Henry was your identity? What is your identity now? Like it's not Ryan Tannehill. At least it shouldn't be. These receivers like Hopkins is just a name at this point. He's not like a good receiver. No one else on these receivers list is impressive. Like this team has no identity right now, which is like that's cancerous for a football team.
Will Levis will be the starting quarterback by week 8.
Yeah.
Could be in town.
It's honestly disgraceful what they're doing down there.
Shout out to Sean Watson. Oh, jinx rank. Yeah. No, I was just gonna say shout out to Sean Watson actually looking like he had a good game. Maybe he's coming back to pre-massage to Sean Watson form.
I mean, it's not really hard to do. Yeah, they're playing against the Titans. Like, come on.
He had to step up though and play like the quarterback he was throughout the running game because Jerome Ford got 2 touchdowns, but other than that didn't do too much. So it's gonna be Deshaun Watson the rest of the way.
Yeah, I miss running Deshaun Watson when he would run for like 40 yards in a play. Like that was prime Deshaun Watson. I got nothing else about this game.
We got to talk about the other Lions game.
Falcons Lions.
Yeah, made the Falcons look silly. This was just a masterclass on defense. Shout out to Sam Laporta, man.
Big game.
I think he's leading the league in tight end receptions, I believe. Mm-hmm. Dudes look like a beast.
You're right.
Amon-Ra, the sun god, he was always going to do damage. People got to start giving this Lions team respect. And guess what? Jameson Williams comes back week 6. I am telling you, they're going to be a great team.
Rank, we gave him another opportunity to talk about the Lions.
I know. I'm going to give the Falcons their credit for a little bit. Bijan Robinson did not have a great game this week, but in general, he's had a great season. Desmond Ridder is not the answer at quarterback. They need a quarterback in there. But if they could find a stupid guy to throw the ball, they have weapons. Kyle Pitts, Drake London. I don't know how they're not losing their mind here because they are 2 very talented receivers who just cannot get the ball in their hands.
We should have known that they were going to smack the Packers when they held Bijan to 33 yards. Like that should have been evidence enough. Like, is this Lions run defense like they're kind of nasty? They have some good performances on their resume now. This run defense is legit.
All I'm saying is they're a missed holding call away from being 4-0. That's all I'm gonna say.
Rank, I want to clarify something you said. So you think Desmond should just be benched for a veteran, just take some time? Like when you say he's not the answer, are you giving up on him like entirely, or just saying like he shouldn't have been?
Yeah, I'm giving up on him
entirely.
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
He's a 4th-round pick out of Cincinnati who is not the NFL starting quarterback.
Who else
I'm with Rank here.
Is there anyone else on the roster?
I'm totally here with Rank. I think in an ideal world, the Cardinals trade Desmond Ridder for Josh Dobbs straight up because Josh Dobbs can win games and Ridder lose his games, and that's exactly what the Cardinals want.
Really, Liam, you're close to being right on this one. I think imagine a Kyler Murray Desmond Ridder trade. Arizona gets rid of Kyler Murray. They can now tank for Caleb Williams and the Falcons have a quarterback.
That would be a scary offense if Kyler's like able to run like he can. That would be a
I'm not
really
liking this
scary
trade.
offense.
I'm putting this into
Bijan?
existence.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that would actually be crazy. I would really hate that. I would really hate that. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
All right, next game, Bills Commanders. The Bills absolutely dominated. Eric Bieniemy and this Commanders offense did not look great. Sam Howell got to have a bounce back this week against the Eagles. It's gonna be tough for them though.
Yeah, shout out to Sean Rankle, who said that Sam Howell was a good quarterback at the beginning of the season.
You look pretty good.
What? He was the Bills MVP, dude. He was just throwing picks left, right, and center. That was
He had a bad game.
It was really tough to watch this one. It was over before it started. Keep it a buck.
Okay, I do want to say, because you guys have been critical of the Bills, and I get it. You know that the Thursday night was rough to watch, and Josh Allen is kind of developing a pattern of turnovers. But I know it's the Raiders, I know it's the Commanders, but two just dominating blowout wins. I do want to say they are playing the Dolphins this weekend, and then the Jaguars and the Giants. If you go 2-1 during that stretch, particularly if one of those two wins happens to be versus the Dolphins by some means, that'll be a good game. Then I think we got to look at this Bills team differently. We got to start giving them some credit. You know, now the Jets are not in the race for the AFC East. You know, yes, they're not going to beat the Dolphins, but maybe they can contend for that spot and get a wild card spot. That's all I'm saying.
I think you're right, Truitt. Obviously the Jets being not in contention anymore helps them out so much, but I was very much a Bills hater. Their defense, I think it's real, but this is going to be their first test against the Dolphins, so I'm really excited to watch this
And
game.
you know who's coming back? You know who just started practicing? Mr. Von Miller, Super Bowl MVP. Not in his prime, obviously, but just saying.
Also, I heard DeMar Hamlin's making his season debut this week.
I saw that too. Yeah.
Nice.
Best of luck to him. Be careful.
Steelers Raiders. Devonta Adams is absolutely dominating. He's the only reason this Raiders team, him and Jacoby Myers, are both having great seasons. These two guys literally carrying the Raiders to win. Jimmy G's been constantly hurt and stuff like that, but they started figuring out towards the second half, so maybe something to build on. But
this is so sad to watch. They made Kenny Pickett look so good, and he's not. And they made him look so good.
Yeah, I hated watching this game. Poor Devontae Adams, man. He said that he's frustrated being in Vegas, and I don't blame him at all because this offense outside of him, they would probably be down there with the worst in the league. Jimmy G is just not him. Jimmy G is not him. I'll say it one more time. Jimmy G is not him. Raiders absolutely stink. And Troy, you hit the nail on the head. This game, I hated watching this game. It's terrible.
Can somebody help Josh Jacobs learn to play football again? For fuck's sake. What is wrong with him?
Najee should have just ran the ball this entire game, but for some reason, this guy's a fucking bum.
Yeah, he's Najee. I've completely given up on him. I don't know how he's so slow. I don't understand how he's so slow. He used to be so athletic in college, and I don't know what's going on with him. He's looked terrible. Absolutely terrible.
I will hit the panic button on these Raiders. They need to figure this the fuck out. Defense, offense, every side of the ball is just not doing well.
Absolutely. All right.
You know, if Aaron Rodgers, one more thing, Rick, if Aaron Rodgers wasn't so goddamn greedy with his contracts, then Aaron Rodgers and Devonta Adams could still be a good duo in Green Bay.
Yeah. Jimmy G, 3 picks, by the way, Rank. 3 picks. Just want to throw that out there.
Eagles Bucks. No comment.
There's not really much to say. This was just a good team going against a team with absolutely no one on their offensive line. Poor Baker, dude. Dude got the ball snapped to him immediately under pressure. Jalen Carter, I don't know how he fell to the 9th pick to the Eagles. All the teams above him that skipped on him should be kicking themselves for letting him go to Philadelphia. Dude is a beast. I think he's run away for Defensive Rookie of the Year easily. Forced that fumble on Rachaad White. It looked like a bear tackling a man. It was just scary. I hate to say it, this Eagles team is really, really good. Really good.
Bucks got humbled. People thought they were, pretty good team. A lot of people were overreacting, Eagles just good team. DeAndre Swift ran all over them. AJ Brown has had a terrible start to the season. He had a really good game. So this is just taking care of business as usual. Not much here.
The Eagles finally put it all together. They had not looked good the first 2 weeks of the season. They had won the games, but not like convincingly. And this was their prove-it game. And now they have an easy game against the Commanders this week and go 4-0 heading into week 5. So
totally agree.
put it together.
Also, I know that the Lions are okay with Montgomery and Gibbs, but why did they let DeAndre Swift go to the Eagles? Why did that happen? Imagine Swift and Montgomery. I mean, they wouldn't be putting up as much production, but Jesus Christ.
I mean, they're kind of like the same. I feel like they're kind of the same
They're
guy. I
pretty
don't know.
similar guys.
Montgomery's been insane on the goal line. And Swift has always been nice, but yeah. I can't believe the Eagles got Jalen Carter. I cannot believe it.
Jets Pats. Zach Wilson's an absolute bum. I don't know why the Jets are doing there. Get somebody here now. They signed Trevor Siemian this week. Like, Trevor Siemian's not the answer. This is just, if I understand the complete like uproaring in the locker room, fighting on the sidelines, yelling at each other, and I completely understand it. Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, those young guys, so frustrated, and rightly so.
Yeah, I'm really worried about this offense. Breece Hall, 12 carries for 18 yards. Are you kidding me? After saying, give me the ball more, that's the performance you come out and do. Jets have looked terrible. They need, if they had Mike White, I hate to say it, I think they'd easily win this game. But the Patriots, on the other hand, man, to only win by 5, put up 15 points? Come on.
This is a mid-team versus a trash
garbage.
team. This win shouldn't say anything about the Patriots.
No, the Patriots are garbage. I'm sorry. Patriots are just not it. Not a good team.
I kind of want to hear your guys' opinion on this. Like, obviously, politics aside, I think we all read that Colin Kaepernick open letter, or the letter that got leaked by J. Cole. I don't know. Maybe his attorney wrote a really good letter, but I don't think it's a bad idea to sign him to the practice squad. Why are you signing Trevor Siemian? There's a lot of free agent QBs in the market. Siemian is not the answer. I'm not saying go get Colin Kaepernick, but it's just like when you see that letter, you see who's still available, and then you see that they got Siemian. It's just it's a head scratcher for sure. And there's a lot of issues with the defense and Robert Saleh. They're very angry that he's still giving a good treatment to they're giving him good, treating Zach Wilson well.
Yeah, I think Cam Newton, I don't know. I've never been a big Cam guy, but I think it would be a lot better than it is now. But
I really think
okay.
Kirk Cousins get traded to the Jets. I really think it's going to happen. I think Kirk Cousins to the Jets, Kyler Murray to the Falcons. Let's get this football season going.
Yeah, I want to say one thing about Colin Kaepernick. People forget that his last 2 years in the NFL, he was one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. People forget that. He hasn't played professional football in 7 years now. Come on, buddy. Give it a break. Yeah, you monkeyed up your issue before when you had to try out and move locations, didn't let anyone film it. Give it a break, buddy. You're done. Trevor Siemian, I guarantee you would be better for the Jets than Colin Kaepernick. I guarantee you that.
I agree with that.
What do we got left?
No other games left.
Games.
Let's do Dame Trade Tuesday. Let's flesh this out. We can have some fun with Dame Trade.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So for anyone that's watching, you gotta come next week because we're gonna be talking about the Dame trade. Brief details on it. Damian Lillard. A lot of pieces were involved. 3-way trade, but the big deal is Ayton to the Blazers, Drew Holiday to the Blazers, Dame to the Bucks.
Nurkic, Grayson Allen, some other guys to the Suns.
Yeah, a lot going on there. I think each team got good things and bad things about it. We'll be sure to recap that. So you're not going to want to miss that. Only here on Fun in the Locker Room. You're going to get exclusive content. No one else is going to be talking about this trade but us three here on YouTube. So make sure to tune in. That's why you need those post notifications too, because everyone's going to be talking about our show, and you're going to see it on Instagram before you see it on YouTube. So don't be the loser of your friend group and not have seen Fun in the Locker Room first.
Yeah, we got huge things going on in baseball. Postseason just around the corner. we got some crazy stuff in the NL wild card going on.
Yeah. Shout out Padres, just got eliminated yesterday, so it's tough. It was a lot of false hope going on, but appreciate the Mets for trying to get the Padres in the postseason. Appreciate that.
Let's go Cubs.
Yeah, shout out to the Cubs who were at a 93% chance to make the playoffs, I want to say 2 weeks ago, and completely floundered. They're now at like a 3%.
That's sad.
What a collapse, man. What a collapse.
Do we have time for birthdays before we log off?
Yeah, two birthdays real quick.
Okay. Let's see. So who is it? Philly's got the number 1 spot. Then is it Diamondbacks? And then is it the Marlins that hold it?
Marlins have it right now by 1.5 over the Cubs.
Reds are still in there, right?
A lot of things need to happen for the Cubs or the Reds to get in, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like 2 games left too. This is like, I mean, this is going to be some interesting baseball this weekend.
Yeah, so we got some birthdays today, boys. In baseball, we got Kenley Jansen, great reliever. I believe he just got, what was it, his 500th save this season? Maybe 400, something like that. But he
Good
got
season.
notable save record. Carlos Guillen, happy birthday to you, White Sox legend. That's all we got for baseball. In football, we got, I don't know any of these guys. Oh, St. Brown's brother, Aquamius. Happy birthday to Aquamius St. Brown.
He's Bears, Packers, Bears.
Yep.
Divisional rival brothers.
Yeah, in
one brother's doing much better than the other right now.
In basketball, we got two stars. Aaron Holiday, happy birthday, and Wayne Selden. They turned 27 and 29 respectively.
Can't believe you just called them 2 stars, but yeah, that's great.
And yeah, that's all we got. Shout out to we'll give one more. Felipe Martins Bobby Campanoli, soccer player, turns 33 today.
Nice.
Happy birthday, Felipe.
I got one piece of trivia for you guys before we get out of here. 2 pieces of trivia. Can you name what we were just talking about them, an NL wildcard potential team has the highest percentage of whiffs on fastballs down the middle at 10%?
Wow.
Diamondbacks. Phillies.
They're in a wild card right now.
They're in the race. So
I'm gonna go maybe the Blue Jays. I don't know.
The Cubs whiffing at 10% of fastballs down the middle. Highest in the majors.
That's not
and then the
surprising.
second one is there's a team in the AL that I think they're winning a division right now. Yeah, they're winning a division right now. So it's one of 3 teams, I guess. That is 3 for 16 in their last save opportunities.
The Rangers, easily the Rangers.
Yeah,
They've
Rangers.
had all the. Yeah, I don't know how
to gas.
They have 80 something. Are they 90 wins now? But they have 30 something blown saves, which is unbelievable. It's honestly kind of impressive, but I hope that they choke that division.
They're getting close to it. 2 more
Yeah.
left to the Mariners, and goodbye division,
Yeah.
goodbye playoff spot.
Let's go Mariners, man.
Yeah, so we're all rooting for the
TJ
Mariners. Are
Crosby,
we all on that?
Yeah.
Great, sweet.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in for Fun in the Locker Room. This was a bit of a different format for us, but I kind of liked the rapid fire. It was fun to get through it, but we'll probably go back to our regular format, and we'll get into the game trade like we mentioned earlier. Week 3, hopefully have some more great, exciting games. Maybe we'll be able to talk about college football today. USC Colorado was a pretty big game, and I think we should all give our opinions on the Buffaloes and what's a lot of stuff going on there. But baseball playoffs will probably have started, but we'll definitely know who made the playoffs. And yeah, you're not going to want to miss it. Only here on Fun in the Locker Room, YouTube. Sean Rick, Liam Hallway, Truett Carstetter. As always, best show in the United States. We'll see you next time.